You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
All right, with over 20 million weekly downloads listened to in 75 different countries, we're your one-stop, one destination for true after-show entertainment. I'm JC, and this is the America's Got Talent, not the after show. We seem to have a little bit of a special guest in studio tonight. We have, that's right, Miss Mel B. Put your hands together, okay.
How are ya?
Fantastic. Better yet, how are you? And you look amazing.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say that. I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
No, I said before we went on air, I had to talk about the earrings.
I know my earrings are a bit much today.
No, I love. Where did you get those things?
I just found them in my jewelry box. I was like, yeah, they're gonna work today. So and off I went.
I imagine like all your days must be like this. I mean, literally.
They're not all like this. I mean, today's particularly kind of crazy because of Thanksgiving tomorrow, so the traffic is a bit of a nightmare. And doing a bunch of TVs. But yesterday I had time off, relaxed with the kids, did the school run, did the homework, all that, this, that, and the other.
I'm going to ask you then this question. Is it a lot of like speed up, slow down with your schedule? Because right now you told me yesterday you rested. Today it's crazy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, do you celebrate?
Well, I have to. I'm married to an American. My
that's
husband's
right.
full-on American. And I've been here for 15 years, so my kids are pretty Americanized.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
They find my accent funny.
Really?
Let's put it that way, yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so that's great with your kids. So do they ground mama?
Do you know what? My kids are great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty grounded myself because I've kind of come from nothing and I've made the most out of my life and my career. Okay. So I like to think that I've got my feet on the ground. But, you know, having kids, obviously, it makes life much more interesting. And I have 4 girls, so it's pretty full on.
Wow, I can imagine for your husband. That must be a nightmare coming.
He likes it.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, I like being the man of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, now talking about grounding, I wanted to talk about America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're here to talk about the show, but I wanted to talk about the perspective of the superfan, the person watching at home.
Yeah.
And what that experience is like. What kind of advice would you give? And we're going to get into it, but I want to know, this is your second season with AGT.
It's going to be.
Going to be.
It is.
Okay,
yes.
So talk about the first season. I mean, was there a lot of adjustment? Because you came from X Factor. It's not your first reality competition per se, right?
I love the show that the fact it's a variety show. You don't just get to see singers. You get to see magic acts. You get to see danger acts. You get to see troops. You get to see a bunch of everything. And so you never know quite what's going to walk onto that stage until they walk onto that stage. And, you know, the audition process is pretty brutal. We do 15-hour days. We travel all over America finding this talent. And then we bring like, I think 50 or 60 of them, or we did bring them all to Vegas for like the boot camp.
Right.
And, you know, it's fine getting past round 1, but to get past round 2 is very, very hardcore. Yeah, it really is.
And that's what I wanted to ask you for, let's say, the person that's watching at home.
Yeah.
I mean, what advice would you give them? I mean, because there's got to be the highs and the lows. I imagine stuff we don't even see on camera because some of these people, this is their dream. And for most.
I mean, some of these people have been, you know, auditioning for years, perfecting their act for years, and never quite got that lucky break. And when they do, you know, it's like life-changing for them.
Right.
But then they have to go through the next process and the next process. So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. I mean, even talking to Taylor, the comedian that came right down to the bone, I think he was in the top 3.
Right.
I mean, for him, he never got a look in anywhere. He was doing stand-up to like 5 people at a time. He was the kid that was picked on at school. And so for him to get through all these different rounds and succeed and actually realize, oh my God, I have a talent and people like me, was for him really moving. And it was nice to be on that journey with him and watch that whole process go down.
Yeah, I noticed you took quite a liking to him. It seemed.
I did.
Yeah.
He was a sweetheart.
Now, were you okay with the final result?
Oh, Kenichi winning was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of just came from nowhere. Like, I don't even really remember him in the first batch of auditions. I remember thinking, oh God, his act is cool, but he never stuck in my brain until like that first elimination round in Vegas. Then he really jumped out. And I was like, wow, this guy really does have a talent. Yeah, and he took it all the way home.
He's truly amazing. And that's what I want to say. Who would you like to see? I mean, can you even predict that? For who would you like to see? A singer, a dancer? What's something that you want to see? I mean,
you can't predict anything because when nerves kick into play and then you go into the live shows week in, week out, they have to perform something better and more polished than it was last week. It's so completely unpredictable.
Okay.
They may be confident one week and then the nerves get the better of them next week and then they're gone. The public don't vote for them.
Is there anyone you wish would have made it a little further? Someone that stuck out on you? Let's say you were in the minority of who you really wanted to stay.
I like the Christoph brothers.
Okay.
The two guys that did the balancing act, and they had humor with it too. I could really see them doing their own Vegas show. They were thoroughly entertaining.
You know, and with that said, it was a bit of an adjustment, I imagine. You know, with Heidi Howard and
I loved it.
Really?
Howie and Heidi and Howard were great. I like, not knowing quite what's going to happen. I mean, I know Heidi, I kind of know Howie, I kind of know Howard, but for us all to be together in the same room was definitely like the first time experience was a bit like, wow, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. I'm on the edge of my seat because I don't know what anyone's going to say or how they're going to say it. Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a thrilling vibe.
Was it ever like girls versus guys?
We tried to.
Really? And
we tried to slap the guys down a bit.
I'm sure you did. And anything maybe the fans might not know about Howard per se.
Well, we went round to his house for dinner. He's very chill. We also went round to Heidi's house for dinner. And after the show, some nights we'd actually hang out together as a group with our significant others and just hang out at one of our hotel bars and kind of just relax. Because, when it's live, your adrenaline is pumping. And especially on a Tuesday night, you don't quite know who's going to get picked, who's going to let go. So it is a bit of you need to kind of relax after some of those shows.
Howard Stern's chill.
Yeah, he is. He's actually a sweetheart. He is.
I hope we can do like an AfterBuzz exclusive on that one because I would just think he's always this Howard at 10.
No, I mean, he gets grumpy. Sometimes he gets tired. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. But we kind of pull him out of that.
Well, speaking of tired, like I said, we've talked about your hectic schedule, and I did want to get to some fan questions.
Oh, nice.
We are super interactive, so we asked some of your super fans to send some questions for Mel B.
Nice.
So I've got actually a few. Another one trickled in as we were talking. But I'll ask. Here's another one. Would she ever consider being a full-time host again if the opportunity came by?
Host. I mean, I just hosted Miss Universe
in
Moscow, which was thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, was that like last week, right?
Yeah, it was last week. Yes, it was. I like hosting. I find it a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes because especially when it's live and you have to read the teleprompter, it kind of can be a little bit daunting. But I mean, I like to do a bit of everything. My thing for myself right now is to focus on my music and obviously the next season of America's Got Talent.
Well, let's quickly touch upon the single that was just released, right? It's For Once in My Life. And
kind of released underground on iTunes. Nobody really knew about it until kind of social media kicked in, thankfully. People started tweeting about it and I guess they liked it.
And I caught the video and I'm like, girl, you're in shape. Come on, you look fantastic.
It could always be better, but yeah. Whatever, just put it out there.
What is the regimen? So for the females watching, what is it that you do to stay looking like this?
Well, I haven't done much recently because I've been traveling quite a lot. That's why I'm in black. No, I'm joking. But I like to do a little bit of running, try and eat healthy as possible, and I've got 4 kids, so running around after my kids and, being a working mum, there's many working mums out there, just balancing it or trying to balance it each week. And some weeks you get it right, some weeks you don't.
You're like a superwoman. I don't know how you do it. And lastly, I did want to ask this because there's another question they wanted to ask, and it was about you being a co-host. This is by Watchtower Base. How was it being a co-host on the Today Show, and did you have fun?
I did have fun, but those 5 a.m. wake-up calls was like, what's going on? Is the building falling down? It was like, because you have to start so early.
Right.
You have to go into hair and makeup, then you have to prep for the show and like figure out your script. But I mean, the whole like Willie and Al Roker and the other ladies, they were really nice to work with.
What's Al Roker really like?
That company's really nice.
What's Al Roker really like?
Nice. Lovely. They're
Is
all
it?
lovely.
Okay, and Willie's
Yeah.
a doll, but now with your travel schedule, I mean, 5 a.m., I would think it'd be a breeze for you.
Well, not when, like, I've just got in from LA to New York and I haven't really slept. But saying that, as a mum, you don't really sleep anyway.
Okay.
But just that doing America's Got Talent and going backwards and forwards from the UK was a bit nuts. But hey, I can't complain.
Okay, well, and lastly, I want to touch upon this. What do you expect for next season for AGT?
I think it's going to be more talent in the fact that people are going to be combining more talent skills together. I mean, we touched on it a little bit this year, as in, you're not just going to see somebody riding a bike. They're going to be spinning plates whilst riding a bike, then jumping over a hoop or through a hoop. I think people are going to be combining a lot more talents all at once, so it's going to be even more spectacular. And they've already started the auditions. So,
really?
I mean, if you want to go online and check out where the auditions are, just get yourself there if you think you're talented.
And when does that start shooting again?
We start February.
Oh, it's in February. Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
start our audition process then.
I think it'd be better if they added fire on all those things you said, but if they add fire to all the routines.
They did add fire to some of them.
Okay, there we go. It's a done deal. So I would love to say thank you for coming to AfterBuzz and just giving us just your
thanks for
perspective.
having me.
The fans are gonna love it. And here's something. Where can they find you if they want to talk to you on
Oh,
Twitter?
easy. I'm on Twitter on @officialmelb, Instagram @officialmelb, my singles on iTunes, For Once in My Life. See it all. Enjoy it all.
All right, the official Mel B. I'm JC. Once again, AfterBuzz TV Nation. Thank you, and as they say, we'll buzz you later. Mel B.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. What she said.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.